Hi everyone, my name is Jacinta Jakin, matrix number MS2409302225. So today, I will begin to explain about my part, which is data analysis. First, the participant. This study involved 1,000 participants from different educational backgrounds, including high school, bachelor, and master levels. The participants were also diverse in terms of gender, age, and academic performance, which helps provide a more present database. Next is about data cleaning. In this stage, the raw data were carefully checked to identify any missing or inconsistent entries. Any error found in the dataset were correct, and duplicate or irrelevant records were removed to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the data. After that, we conduct data categorization. The variables were organized into categories to make the analysis clearer. For example, academic performance was grouped into 3 categories. The first one is poor, the second one is average, and the third one is good. And numeric test scores were arranged into meaningful range. Then, we performed data transformation. The test scores were standardized to allow fair comparison, and yes or no responses were converted into numeric scores so they could be analyzed statistically. Finally, we calculate summary statistics. This includes descriptive statistics such as average, percentage, and frequency counts. These statistics help provide an overall overview of trends in a dataset of 1,000 participants. So, that is my explanation about the data analysis.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Muammarza bin Abdullah. My matrix number MS2409295888. Next, I will explain the descriptive statistic of our dataset. The dataset contains 3 numerical variables which study our previous score and exam score. From the analysis, the average study time is about 14.94 hours. Meanwhile, the average previous score is 69.96 and the average exam score is 69.83. If we compare the mean and median value, they are very close to each other. This indicates that the data distribution is fairly symmetric and not heavily skewed. In terms of variability, the previous score has the highest standard deviation of 16.90, meaning the students' past performance vary more widely. The exam score has a moderate variation, while study hours show the lowest variation, suggesting students study for relatively similar amounts of time. Additionally, the skewness and kurtosis value are close to zero, which indicates that the data follows an approximately normal distribution. For the histogram of exam score, to better visualize the distribution of exam score, we create a histogram. From the graph, we can see the exam score follow an approximately normal distribution, forming a bell-shaped pattern. The red dashed line represents the mean score, which is 69.83. Most of the score are concentrated around this value. We can also observe that most students score between 60 and 80, which represent the main cluster of the distribution. There are only a few students with very low or very high score, indicating the extreme value are relatively rare. Overall, this histogram supports our yearly finding that the exam score distribution is symmetric and normally distributed. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you, my friend. So, my name is Muhammad Yuzaimi bin Yasijo. My number matrix is MS240931012. And today I will present about the data analysis. So, a simple linear regression was used as the inferential statistical methods because it is suitable for examining the relationship between two continuous variables. In this study, the variables are study house and students' exam performance. The purpose of this analysis is to determine whether the number of our studies can predict students' performance in their examinations. In this search, two hypotheses were proposed. The null hypothesis (HO) states that there is no significant relationship between study hours and student exam performance. Meanwhile, the alternative hypothesis H1 states that there is a statistically significant relationship between study hours and exam performance. Based on the regression analysis, the interpret value is 6.984. The confidence for study hours is 0.0075 with a standard error of 0.042. In addition, the p-value for the study hours variable is 0.6 and the R2 value is 0 plus 0.0000. The confidence of 0 plus 0.075 indicates that each additional hour of study will increase the exam score by 0.075. However, the p-value of 0.6 is higher than the significant level of 0.05. Therefore, the null hypothesis is accepted. It means that study hours are not statistically significant in predicting students' exam performance. So, in conclusion, the R2 value of 0.0000 shows that the regression model explains almost none of the variation in exam scores. This indicates that there is not clear relationship between study hours and exam performance. Therefore, students' performance may be influenced by other factors besides study hours. So that's from my part. Thank you.
Now I will discuss about the part of evaluation and discussion. So for this assignment, our group, according to our data analysis and data preparation, we have learned that the statistical analysis performed in the previous section gives a meaningful picture of the study habits and academic performance of the student. For example, the previous score variable has the most variability, standard deviation with 16.90, followed by exam score standard deviation with 14.71, which implies that the academic performance of the student varies from one individual to the other. Meantime, study hours exhibit lower variability, standard deviation with 4.93, that most of the students trained to spend relatively similar amount of time studying. To summary for this assignment and the data that we have make the analysis conclusion and recommendation. In conclusion, the statistical data analysis of the dataset offers valuable information about study habits and academic performance of the students. Descriptive statistics indicate that the mean time that students spend studying is about 14.94 hours. Also, the means of the previous score, 69.96, and exam score, 69.83, are very similar, meaning that the academic performance of students is not significantly different. So that's all for this assignment, and we hope that the analysis data in this group we can look forward for something new. Thanks.